Well, hello YouTube. Here we are again with another Maxwell's Mind. Well, the subject of this here video is the YouTube dash camera video thing. I don't know if you want to call it a craze or just something that seems to be popular. Even the very medium of this here video is brought to you by dash cameras themselves. Well, have you noticed on YouTube that there seems to be a surplus of dash camera videos? Whether they're videos that include clips of dash camera videos inserted in, you know, like going to the hardware store and picking up lumber or so. It seems everybody is jumping on the bandwagon and, well, picking up dash cameras, or actually catching, you know, incidences going on for various purposes. One thing I do also notice is there's a lot of roadway footage that seems to be uploaded across multiple channels. If you are subscribed to more than one dash camera video channel, sometimes you see repetition in the footage, you know, across one to another. Sometimes they're uploaded almost in identical orders, video almost like it's done by the same person. Sometimes the clips are edited or rearranged, or there's a new title or overlay put over top of it, but it still is the original clip that's maybe altered slightly from, well, what its original state was. It does get a little bit annoying, you know, when you're watching a video and you start seeing repetition, especially if you are subscribed to, well, more than one channel. Is there a database where these clips or videos are automatically uploaded to, and they become like fair use for public, like Creative Commons, where anybody with a computer that wants to make YouTube videos can like take them off of and use them? That's what it seems to be when you look at it, because if a lot of people on YouTube tend to upload the same content, then there's content ID strikes or issues, right? Then that's where there's problems. However, you see it done a lot, or done across quite a few channels, and I have heard there has been issues in the past where, you know, channels have been shut down because of this. So, you know, that may or may not be, well, the case, of course. Some countries require a dash camera by law to be in your windshield. And some countries also, or some insurance companies require it, or they give you a discount for having a dash camera in your windshield too. Because, well, it is a silent witness to whatever goes on. You know, it always remembers, it never has a bad day. It never lies. It never plays favorites because, you know, they don't like the person in front of them, the person that hit them, or whatever. It always tells the truth, no matter the circumstances. Sometimes having a dash camera can save you a lot of headache. You know, like I mentioned about, well, they're a silent witness. There seems to be a great trend going around where someone will pull in front of you, brake check you, or a pedestrian will jump out in front of you and essentially get hit by your car and then claim that you hit them. Well, by reviewing the footage, you could see that they deliberately pulled out in front of you, then slammed on the brakes. And by them claiming you hit them on purpose, they're trying to get free coverage or free medication or some kind of lawsuit. Essentially, they're committing fraud. And a dash cam, whether it's a cheap $40 one or an expensive, you know, $400 or $500 one, can save you a lot of, you know, hassle, headache in the future. Law enforcement do use dash camera footage for their own investigative purposes, as well as for your own protection. You know, you can use your own footage for upcoming court cases, and even to present to your insurance company for your own use. You know, if your insurance company say you were speeding in the moments leading up to the crash, and you can prove that you weren't speeding, you were driving responsibly, then that may or may not make a difference in your claim being approved, or, well, your premiums going sky high. I notice a lot of videos that are on the YouTube aren't from Canada or the US. Am I not subscribed to the right channels? I know I have poked around quite a bit and subscribed to a few of the dash camera videos, but it seems to be that a lot of them are from overseas. I don't know the exact location, but it looks like it's like Ukraine or Russia or that general area in general. I know it's kind of quite a large area to try to pinpoint down to one specific location, but without knowing the actual location, it's kind of hard to say for certain. I know their dash camera footage that they show, a lot of it features winter driving conditions, kind of like, well, what you see here in Canada here. However, I know myself, growing up here in Canada and driving in winter conditions for, well, quite a few years now, the right amount of circumstances with driver error and weather can make for some very interesting dash camera footage. Because, well, obviously there's people that aren't paying attention to the roadway, people that don't maintain their vehicles properly, whether it's winter tires or decent tires in general, people that don't know how to drive in winter conditions. Now, of course, you know, not pointing at any specific ethnic group or stereotype, because, well, we do have them here in Canada. You know, people like us Canadians who live in snow, we don't know how to drive. Some of us don't know how to drive either. Sometimes it catches the best of us off guard, the whole winter driving scene as well. Over there, I wonder how their driver training programs are. Are they like ours? You know, is it required, you know, under insurance policies or by law to have driver training? Or do you just go to the post office and pay them $25 for your license and away you go, with very little to no, you know, driver training in general? You kind of just wing it. That being said, I'm pretty sure people who live in that kind of climate, I'm assuming similar to ours all year round, should know how to drive on ice or in winter driving conditions. So I find it a bit odd that there's as many featured dash camera accidents as there are to be shown, you know, on a platform like YouTube. However, there are variables there, like, you know, the driving conditions themselves, the condition of their vehicle, the driver, you know, themselves might have had issues. Maintenance is key. Maintenance is key for anything, whether it's a vehicle, a house, your life, your health. If you don't maintain anything, it's going to break down eventually, not respond the way it's supposed to respond or way you want it to, and well, it will give you trouble. Some of the videos obviously feature driver error, just plain and simple. You know, they turn right from the left-hand lane, they stop when they're supposed to go. You know, they just show a general disregard for rules of the road. Don't they have traffic guidelines or rules similar to what we have, you know, in North America? Or is it kind of just a free-for-all, and you know, as long as you make it home at night, that's all that really matters? Sometimes they try to pass or overtake a driver when it's obviously not safe, and well, they spin out, crashing into a guardrail or taking out 2 or 3 other vehicles. Sometimes the conditions are perfect, sunny, dry day, and they still end up with catastrophes. Sometimes they feature what I like to call as professional drivers, like semi-drivers, bus drivers, drivers that are carrying passengers, not just soccer moms or commuters going back and forth to work. These are so-called professional drivers that are supposed to know what's going on around them at all times. They have issues navigating their roadways just like people do in passenger vehicles. I know myself, driving a large vehicle for work, you have to be on your toes at all times, regardless of how you're feeling, regardless of how the road conditions are or the day is shaping out for you, and you can't stop on a dime with the vehicle you're driving, so you have to compensate with, knowing what's going on around you. Some vehicles feature crashes between vehicles and wagons, vehicles and livestock, or kind of wagons and carts and odd things like that. So they must be over there, they must be kind of where the old world and the new modern world collide, if you want to say. It must make for some disastrous day-to-day activities. Now, I'm pretty sure that not all drivers over there, or all drivers that drive, are bad drivers. However, with the number of dash cameras there are going to be on the road in any given city, which will capture more of the accidents and more of the incidents. So when the internet is flooded with dash camera footage, all of a sudden you think, well, those people can't drive, or why do they still have vehicles? I know in the town that I live in, we have a population of about 33,000 people, and there's probably 1 or 2 accidents every day here in a town the size, that we have here. So just imagine in a town or a city or so with 1 million or 4 or 5 million population, just think accidents must be a hourly occurrence there. There's no bad drivers, there's no excellent or great drivers. We all go through our day-to-day lives, or our driving life, hoping we never have an accident, and if and when the conditions are, however, in favor of something like that to happen, then that's usually when we end up with everything falls into place just so, and then we end up with disastrous consequences like that. What do you think about all this dash camera footage, all these accidents, all these people that look like they don't know how to drive in a certain country? But what is your take on all this? What do you guys think? Do you think that certain countries quite possibly should have mandatory driver training? You think countries that don't have dash cameras mandatory in their windows of their vehicles should? Do you think people should get a break on their insurance if they do have a onboard dash camera like this, just to show what goes on? Post your opinions below on those subjects and topics. Let me know what you guys think of the whole dash camera thing. Like I said, everybody seems to be getting on the dash camera bandwagon, and they seem to be, like I mentioned earlier, either including footage in their video of their own day-to-day adventures, or posting videos like crashes in their own town, or compilation mixes that seems to have borrowed footage from other people's videos. leave your comments below, and well, eventually. And thanks for watching another episode of Maxwell's Mind. And as always, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.